morning. Another beautiful day in Christ. Talking about people smoking weed yesterday. Yesterday, bro. I'm losing my cool around smoke now. Why? Because they're changing my mood. People smoking around me are changing my mood like fucking crazy. They're smoking fucking coke and crack and shit that shouldn't be legal. Like you sitting, imagine every day, 3 hours at a time, every 3 hours, someone coming through and smoking weed next to you that don't smell like weed. Every 3 hours, every single day. And then at night, after 6 o'clock, when you lay down, at 9 o'clock, they come smoke next to you. They smoke something that is not weed. At fucking 11 midnight, they come smoke again. And then 11 o'clock, and then like at 1, 2 in the morning, they also come smoking that's not weed. That's the current psychological state of the people that are visiting Battery Park. Just drug addicts. 100%, 100%. And it's affecting me. It's called claridad. We call it clarity, mental clarity. When those people smoke, they enter anxiety, rapid onset anxiety. They enter mental illness. They enter schizophrenia. They enter all this types of shit, right? And they smoke it, and it's like normal to them, but they have no idea what they're doing to the population around them. So if you're sitting there using your phone, right, and this my phone is my brush, you're sitting there using your phone, and someone is smoking something that is not weed, because weed is real different. Weed is permissible. Weed smells like incense around other people. But what they're smoking is not weed. You see what I mean? There's some people that smoke and you breathe it in. Ah, that's good. That's good weed. You're fine, Papa. You're good. You're okay. Like you smell it. It's like, that's nice. Like I know that he's smoking real cannabis, and that type of smell or whatever he's burning has no problem with nobody. But what the people are smoking in Battery Park, it's fucking, it takes your clarity away. It takes it takes full clarity away from you. So if you're using your phone and you're thinking as you're using your phone, because I need to think when I'm using my phone, obviously, because I'm making money on it. I'm making decisions. The smoke wave hits me, and then I can't think. Then I can't think. All I could think is to get to. All I think about is anger and wanting to stop that motherfucker, want him to go away, and it does not go away now. What they're smoking is so strong that it does not fucking go away. The clarity does not come back. Mental clarity, mental acuity does not come back. And that's what they're smoking next to people out here. That's what they're doing next to people out here. Just like I described it. Drugs that enter your nose and take your focus away. So if you're in a crowded fucking library, right? And every one of you is 5 feet next from each other, if any of them have that shit in their lungs, you also lose your clarity. Out of nowhere, boom, you can't work. Something's happening around you. Someone's doing something inappropriate around you. But I mean, shut off. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do that to stop me from making money. You know, drugging me, blowing powder, blowing coke at me, covering my computer with drugs, doing all these mentally ill behaviors, liberal behaviors. And it's just to make other people toxic. It's just to harm psychologically other people because they don't get the effects of drugs in their brain. Drugs work with serotonin and dopamine. And when you expose people to those drugs, not the real cannabis, not the standard cannabis, right? When you expose regular people to drugs that release unleash intense amount of serotonin and dopamine, you shut them up. You don't slow them down, but you lose clarity. Regular people just lose clarity. They just they can't think about whatever they're thinking of because they got someone full of lungs, with lungs full of meth. Someone doing a vape in a library. Someone looking to take your clarity away. And it's the same thing outside. It's the same smoke that nobody wants to smell around them. Putting cocaine on cigarettes, smoking it, right? Acetone smell in that motherfucker. Oh yeah, it's a cigarette, it's pure acetone. They're smoking coke or the weed that nobody could stand next to them. It's real unfortunate, but that's what New Yorkers are doing. New Yorkers, instead of staying away from other people when they're doing those type of drugs, which is the recommended. If you're smoking coke, you're smoking crack next to people on the street. This guy that's a blunt. You need to get fucking beat up. They need to violate you. You need to get clipped, bro. They gotta catch you high like that. Uh, Bow. But I mean, with my all of my force, full 200 pound to my fist, all of my body straight to you, so that you wake up and you realize you don't do those drugs next to people. You don't deliberately come sit at the chair right next to me, at the table right next to me to light fucking drugs that could affect me, that are undoubtedly affecting other people psychologically because they don't feel it, but their brain is slowly seeping serotonin. It's slowly making them numb, and you get the mood change. If smoke is making you get mood change, if you don't like smoke that much, it isn't like and you still have mental clarity or whatever. If it's undoubtedly creating a mood change, you undoubtedly consume the drug, regardless if it was secondhand smoke. You consume the drug. If you get a mood swing, right? If you're clear, you're doing what you're doing, and then you can't work at that moment, right? You can't focus on what you were doing. The drug affected you, and that's what they're trying to do, to get these drugs that they're consuming to affect you, to get you, not to get you hooked, but to affect you with it. Because that's the only purpose of them coming to there. It's just so that whatever they're exhuming from their body, whatever they got in their pocket, whatever they're exhuming from their lungs out, because they're dumb enough to not drink. They're retarded. People that smoke still, having all the liquors in the world to enjoy the same type of dopamine release, to enjoy the same type of dopamine release, they rather not. They rather use the most primitive state of human, in which is uses the lungs themselves as an essential organ to get high. And that's where you could tell that the humans have real psychological problems, because that's mental illness. If you're using the lungs, either a cigarette, either cannabis, coke, cocaine, crack, heroin, you're using the lungs to get high. Up here, there's a big problem with you. As a doctor, up here, you're fried. You're fried. You're not going to get out of that. You are fried. You're using an essential organ to motherfucking get high. The same if you use heroin in the vein. The least of your worries is sticking something in your gut. Pop a pill. You want to get high? Pop a pill. Don't smoke weed. Don't smoke weed. Go to the psych. Go to the psych ward. Go to the psychiatrist. Get bars. Get Xanax bars. Get Zanies. Get Zany. Drop 3 bars and go to sleep. You want to get high? Just do that. But don't be smoking shit next to people that take their mood away, because that's what's happening out here. It's just, and what you were doing is out the question. You're not even thinking at that moment after that shit's affected you what you were doing. You aren't even thinking about that at that moment. It's just out the way. You can't do that. You try to force it. You're forcing work that you were before they appeared and started smoking shit next to you. Natural, automatic. The speed is there. They're trying to dumb you down out here. These people that are doing those type of drugs that should not be accepted by anyone around them are trying to dumb you down. Are slowly contaminating your brain and confusing it to release serotonin, to increase serotonin levels. You know, confusing your brain, your organ, that when you're inhaling these toxic chemicals, the release of serotonin appears. You know, they're teasing your body into getting high. They're teasing it because they're creating clouds of the shit next to you. They're not even inhaling it. They're creating cloud. They're not even taking it into their lungs. They're just taking it in their mouth and releasing it. And if you're downwind from any of these motherfuckers, you're breathing that shit in every day, 25 minutes at a time. You're just taking that shit in, and your brain is releasing the numbing drug, serotonin. You're just being numbed. and you can't work. You can't pick up a phone. You can't do brain activities. If you got to think when you're doing certain things, on that you can't think. Your body instinctually says, "Nah, bro, you can't. You're not going to be able to do that right now because these people are drugging you. These people are drugging you, and they're doing it voluntarily because they're in their psychology. When they see you away from everyone else, sitting on a bench where nobody is, they want to come light that fucking toxic ass shit that is not cannabis right next to you. They want to come sit down next to you and smoke crack. But nobody wants to mention that. Nobody wants to mention that their son and daughter are doing crack out here. They're doing synthetic marijuana. They're not doing marijuana. They're being duped. As recreational marijuana, they're smoking synthetic marijuana. And synthetic marijuana gives rapid onset of schizophrenia. Rapid onset, rapid, boom. The person is now in a psych ward, psychologically. The person is now fried in 1 second, boom. And that's what they're doing next to us out here in New York City. And nobody has any way of controlling them. Nobody can tell them, don't do that here. You tell them to do that here, they get closer. You tell them, don't do that here. They rather get even closer and smoke the shit next to you. You got to assault them. It's real unfortunate. It has to lead to violence. There's no other way to control a drug-addicted population. You got to hit them. When they're high, you wait till they done with their blunt and stick the roach in their pocket, boom, in the fucking mouth. That's the only way. Let's continue. Let's continue on with market, because this is what's going down out here. In PR, we put real respect in drug dealing. We don't let them roam around and smoke crack next to people, but they're smoking crack out here. They're not smoking weed. Weed is 1 in 50 times of people. One in 50 times that someone, one is that person that you tell them, hey, it smells good. Out of all these people smoking, it's that one person, one single person once every 6 months of every instance of people smoking that you tell them, yo, that's good weed. That's good, Papa. You're doing good. I like that. That's nice incense, because it feels good. It smells good. It doesn't affect you. It's like real weed. Natural real grass doesn't affect other people around them. You can light a bat of weed. You can light a whole mountain of weed, and you're not going to be you're not going to have the same repulsive effect. You're going to be like, oh, it smells good. That smells pretty good. That smells pretty good. That's fine, Papa. You're doing good. You're okay there. I don't mind you smoking, but the second the smoke is irritating, the second the smoke feels not right, the second you have a mood change because of it, they shouldn't be allowed to smoke that next to you. I don't give a fuck where they come from. They should be institutionalized for doing that to people. Institutionalized for doing that. Out. The heck out of society. Put them in a hospital, 90 days, and get them cleaned up. Make it illegal. Make it illegal. Make it illegal. Because it's horrible, man. It's really horrible. It's horrible. What they're smoking is horrible. It makes you, like I said, they are 25 feet from you smoking something so strong that takes your whole mood away. That if you're focusing on doing like that, like I said, I just repeated myself. You're doing something on the phone, you got to look, you got to read. Most importantly, you got to have tactile accuracy. You got to be accurate in where it takes the interest in doing that away. The interest in doing that next to those people that do those types of drugs is thrown out the window. So if I got to be focused doing work and I'm surrounded by people who smoke those type of substances, my work is at risk. My work is at risk. I got to go. I got to leave the city. I got to leave. I got to go to the other side. Find a place to crash over there, a place where nobody looks at me, a place where nobody call police, and Be safe with it. Live my life, live my life, and forget about the city, because we shouldn't be around fucking people smoking crack next to you. We shouldn't be next to those people, man. They shouldn't be allowed to take your mood away. You know, liberal gone that far. And in the train, they want to inject you. And in the train, they want to hotbox you and smoke crack and blow the smoke in your face. And outside, they're not even inhaling it. They just want you to breathe it in downwind. They see you alone using your phone in a park setting, right? You're sitting like that, looking at your phone, and they want to sit right next to you to smoke that shit. Right next to you. And it's not the good smelling shit, the horrible stuff to drug you, to make you lose interest, to make your brain shoot gallons of serotonin so that you feel like shit. Like, oh, no, get away from me. Get away from me. And it's every day, bro. Every day. 3 p.m. Once I leave from the library, once I'm done with today's work, they're gonna be smoking there, and they're gonna smoke 3, 4 times, and I'm gonna have to breathe that shit in. But today I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move from that area to another seat, and I know they're gonna come smoke that shit. I know they're coming. I know, because they do that on they the way they think about smoking, right? When they're about to get high. Nah, let me sit next to this. They do it on purpose. Let me bother this person next to me. Let me light up in a liberal way and bother whomever's sitting next to me. And I'm sensitive to their fucking stupid drug uses. They're all black too. They're all black. White people don't smoke in public. That's off top. Only Hispanics and black be smoking in public. So that community had to be put on its place. Has to be put on their place. They got to put them on their place. But they're smart. They're not smoking weed. Because if they smoke weed, nobody has a problem with it. Even in here, see all these people sitting here. If someone smoking real weed was sitting right there, what is that? Oh, that's that man right there. Subtle, soft, a real soft smoke, a gentle, not astringent, not toxic smoke. Like plastic, more softer, gentle, astringent, flowy, doesn't bother anyone around them. That's real weed. What everyone else, what 99% of people are using, nobody should be next to them, because they're trying to affect people around here. They're doing it on purpose. If they're smoking next to you, they're just trying to get you high. That's it. That's the root of the matter. Let's have the coffee now, because I woke up having yesterday's problems. They gotta be motherfucking stomped out. NPR, bro, they don't mess around with smoking cannabis, and nobody smokes cigarettes in public, especially teenagers at their age, unless they're old as hell. Old people know how to take the entire smoke of the cigarette in their lungs, and they're not gonna affect you next to them. It's only kids. Old people, when they smoke that Winston, when they stick that Marlboro in their lung, or that Pall Mall, or that Camel, they smoke it in a way in which it's so much, the cigarette is so much in their lungs than out there in the world and affecting other people. They smoke it a little different. They suck the smoke out. They make sure that nothing leaves out. These teenagers, when they come smoke a cigarette next to you in public, it's not even inhaling. It's more like, and you taking that fucking noxious smoke to your face. So PR, kids smoke next to the bar. That's not a bar. That's where people sleep. Weed, the same thing. Weed is even, regardless if it's recreational, they can't be in public. They'll still be arrested for possession in public. So they're not in public NPR. Maybe they have a vape. Again, things that affect only themselves and no one, because obviously it's vapor, affect only themselves and nobody else around them. So NPR, nobody smokes in public. Nobody's into looking to bother other people with the shit they consuming. Here, they want to smoke crack next to you. In this city, they want to fucking lace blunts and and make you swallow the shit less than 15 feet from you with zero disregard, psychological destruction. You end up getting tainted. Your brain balance, your brain chemistry becomes off whack. You lose interest in things next to these people. You lose accuracy. You lose everything next to them. You lose everything. You lose real interest because that's affecting you. You know that's affecting you. You feel it here. The stink stays in your nose. It's not good. They're just trying to give me cancer. They're not just trying to give me cancer, but they're trying to change my fucking brain chemistry. They're trying to make me dumb like they are. Because they're slow. They're really slow. If they're sticking that in their lung, their brain has zero neurons up in that motherfucker. And I spent 10 years building neurons to become a doctor so that they, in one day, want to sacrifice 500 of them smoking that shit next to me. That's the real issue. I spent 10 years of education building my brain to have so many creative connections so that a dumb motherfucking nigga decides to smoke crack next to me and destroy about 5 years of progress, 7 years of progress, being, having to be next to someone that's fucking fried. And nobody wants to be next to people fried. We shouldn't be forced by themselves to be next to people who are fried. We don't want them working with food. We don't want them in offices because they're not smoking weed. They're not Seth Rogen smoking a pipe. Old school Seth Rogen smoking a pipe at the set of a Ted movie. They're not doing that. They're doing something that's way worse and harmful for everyone's health around them. They are smoking synthetics in addition to powders, to pills, to waxes, to this, to that, to whatever they find under the bed, lint in their pocket. They smoking chemicals. They're not doing the real thing. And that's off top. Let's keep it quiet. Let me drink my coffee and do what I need to do today real quick. I'll see you. The stream will be at 10:15 today. It's early today. They gotta go, man. It's real unfortunate, but recreational just made the place horrible. I think recreational cannabis was the biggest mistake New York as a state ever did. Because it's fucking ruined this city. It's made this city into a motherfucking ghetto. It's made the city into a fucking ghetto. And if it were, loving, thinking junkies, right? See, Puerto Rican junkie loves. Puerto Rican junkie, doesn't smoke next to children. A Puerto Rican junkie has a lot of heart. Recognizes that he shouldn't be doing certain things next to certain people. But here, they don't care. They're actively looking to drug you, you know? In PR, the guy who uses drugs, yeah, I gotta do coke in the bathroom. That's the only way he gotta do it. He gotta go to the bathroom and blow and snort a couple lines. Give himself a couple tutazos and come out and have a cigarette and smoke. It's a private thing. And drugs should be a private thing. It should not be a public thing. I should not be next to people that are smoking things and taking my mental clarity and acuity away. It's about mental clarity and acuity. And when they smoke that shit next to you, they dumb you down. They destroy hundreds of neurons in your brain. Hundreds. Even at secondhand smoke. Even at secondhand. They destroy you. Destroy you. And you're sitting there trying to work, and then you can't think. Why? Because someone's doing that bullshit. You can't think. Whatever you were doing, you drop it because someone's doing bullshit around you. That's not right. New York should catch up. Because if I were to be mayor, I would outlaw that motherfucker immediately. I don't give a fuck about the backlash. I'd be like, cannabis sales is illegal. Shut every recreational. You need a license, and you're going to be vetted. If you want to smoke weed, you're going to be vetted. And if we catch you selling packs, smoking weed in public, I'm going to arrest you. That's how I would do it. If I were to be mayor in this city, they would cry themselves to sleep in jail for smoking weed. Just to make sure. Because they're not smoking weed. Because if it was weed, nobody would have a problem with it. If it was real cannabis, nobody would have a problem with it. Everyone would breathe it in. Oh, he's smoking weed. Smell that. Ah, it smells so sweet, right? Yeah, that's weed. But they're not smoking weed. That's not weed. That's chemical. That's doing damage to people around them. They're hurting people around them. They know. They know how dangerous it is, and they're actively doing it next to you. They know how dangerous that and mentally unsettling that is, and they want to do it right next to you. They don't want to pick a spot, you know, far not. They want to do it right next to you. If I was mayor, out, out, arrest everyone that's smoking. They smoking that. Use your snout, use your snout. You smell it, follow it. He's gonna be there. Arrested. 2 years for smoking in public. Maximum of 2 years for smoking in public, and a $2,000 fine. Quick, get him out the street. Make it clean. I want to breathe fresh fucking air. I want to breathe fresh fucking air. Day by day, I don't want to out my breathing does not have to be interrupted by people doing drugs next to me. You know, that's how it should be. That'd be the dream scenario. Like, New York City, no one's smoking on the train. Yes. No one's smoking on the train. Yes. No one's smoking outside the building. Yes. That nasty smell gone away. Yes. If they are going to smoke cannabis, let them smoke, but recreational. I mean, not recreational, medical, and ensure quality that when they burn, yeah, that's not going to affect anyone. Put that into consideration, and that's about it. Vet everyone. Do you have an illness? Does your back hurt? Yeah. I do have PTSD. Were you a veteran? Yes. Okay, you were a veteran. You got a card, right? That's it. You got a veteran, right? You're a veteran. You got a card. That's it. You got cancer. You got a card. You got back pain. Yeah. You got migraines. Yeah. You got a card like that. Make it medical, medical, but not that, because they end up smoking crack. They end up going, mozzarella sticks, salad, main course, dessert. They start ramping up their drug uses, looking to get high with other things, and it's not funny. It's not a laughing matter. It's not, it's real concerning. Yesterday, they took my mental clarity and acuity away for smoking right next to me, and that's not good. What they were smoking was not good. Trying to take my mental acuity away. Imagine how toxic whatever they're smoking was, enough to make a bystander drop whatever they're doing and say, "Nah, I can't think right now." Just like weed, weed does that. Indica does that. You know, you try to do math with indica. You think you're gonna be able to? You think you're gonna be able to do a couple math problems? You can't, right? You're gonna be like, "Nah, I can't really do that right now." Right? Why is that? Why can't you do math on weed? Does it make sense? Why can't you do math on weed? Because the brain can't think. What happened to your brain? What happened to your brain? What is it full of? Serotonin and dopamine at the same time, or primarily a serotonin flood, and the neurons can't think. The area where you do math is not there no more, buddy. Huh? You see that? You high as hell, right? Yeah, I'm high. Can you do math? No. Tell me when you could do math. It's gonna be hours before they're clear. And imagine what they're doing to people next to them. Smart people like myself. People that need their brain, that are actively reading nonstop. Because I read all fucking day. They're not looking at me read. But my work is based on reading. I'm a doctor. Reading questions, reading answers, reading, not listening and watching, looking at something. It's reading. So when they start doing that shit and I can't read, it's a problem. They shouldn't be allowed to do that in public. They just shouldn't. They should face the music. I spent from 10 in the morning till 3 o'clock reading nonstop. 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 Question by question, scanning, reading, bubbles, questions, you know, from question in the brain out decisions. They're fried people. They're people they're incapable of doing what I do. And all they're trying to do is stop me from doing it. You know, they're doing that just to stop me from whatever I'm doing and focus on being spaced out, on having munchies, on doing nothing. Nah, nah. If I don't do nothing, I can't work. You understand what I'm saying? If I don't do nothing, I can't work. It's that simple. It is that simple. It is that fucking simple. But pow, can't do shit. So imagine how toxic this to give you a quick peek of the psychological state of New York City. That's the existing psychological state of the city. You know, and they haven't picked up coke. You know, why haven't they picked up coke and stopped smoking weed? I'd wish they do that. Because if they did coke, they didn't bother anyone. They don't have to smoke next to you. If they snorted that shit, bow, bow, get a couple drinks in, they wouldn't bother anyone around them. But they don't want to do that. They want to bother you. You know, the way they want their system, the way they voted in their system, is to bother you. You know, it's real unfortunate. It's for them to have this, you know, supremacy and smoking and and black shit, and it's just not good. I'd rather them have a bag of coke in a club or at the bar, have a couple bumps, pop, pop, have a beer, and they're clean. That's clean. That's honorable. That's honorable. It's underground, but it's honorable. It's cleaner than cannabis. It's cleaner than doing that next to other people, doing that to elderly, smoking next to elderly, smoking next to kids, smoking people like me, who got thousands of neurons in the brain, thousands active. The creative and logic emphasis of my all sides of my skull being affected, certain areas being affected by people trying to fry me up when they smoke garbage next to me, trying to fry me up. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to fry me up by blowing shit at me, by ashing next to me, by smoking things that they shouldn't be smoking next to me. You're just trying to fry me up. Between the homeless population and the African American population and Hispanic population in the city, they're trying to fry me up out here. Fry me. All the years, a whole decade of, brain development, of learning, of doing that, they're just trying to throw that away. They're trying to throw that away, trying to slow me down, to dumb me down, to get me retarded like they are. Because they're retarded in the brain. They look normal, but they're fried. They look normal with their brand new things, with their fucking braids and shit. You know, they're real normal the way they communicate. Blah, 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 blah. They could talk real fine on that, but they up there, they got no capacity. They might have some capacity, but it's not enough to complete what I do. Today, for the stock market, we are going to add the 30 cloud. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add the 30 aggregation cloud to ensure that we know which direction to take. So if it's bullish, we're only gonna take the green signals, and if it's bearish, only the orange signals, and that's it. They are trying to fry the fuck out of me out here, bro. Fry the fuck out of me. Why? Because They wish I didn't do what I'm doing. They wish I bought drugs and smoked. Just basically the rationale of drug addicts. The real rationale of drug addicts, they win when I'm doing drugs. They feel that they could smear me now, that that they have an edge, that they have superiority when they drug out, when they fry up a doctor. When they fry my ass up. And it should not be that way. It shouldn't. They shouldn't be allowed to smoke, especially next to people, trying to affect them and shit. And it's the same thing in shelters too. In shelters, they have the same fucking idea. It's just to put meth in your nose, right? To put a stone of meth in your nose, to do all these behaviors that come from the prison system. I need Vicks Vapor Rub to stop smelling that shit, to figure it out. We're on a lower. Let me tell Sarah what the plan is. Let me look for the right one and send it to her. We gotta we gotta add the 30 to it, the 30 cloud aggregation period to it. We're doing a lower pattern. Try to fry the shit out of me. Oh, 300 shares. 3 contracts yesterday expired in the money. I gotta pay up. Did I make money on them? I did, bro. I did, bro. Ah! You know what happened yesterday, right? You know what I did yesterday? So yesterday I let 3 fucking contracts expire worthless. And you know how much money they made overnight, right? Let's see how much money they made overnight. Hold on. How much money these shares made overnight? Where are they? Where are the shares? 300. They made $960 overnight. So I let 3 puts expire worthless. The cost of 300 shares at what price? Hold on. 300 times 55172 551 $165,000 to make $1,000. But if you have them, when you have a lot of money, the problems of expiration go away. As long as you don't need to get like 1,000 shares and shit. 300 shares, absolutely. Look, $165,000 to make 1,000. So those 3 contracts paid the fuck up. Let's like these people out here don't get it. They think that doing drugs is it's an accepted thing. Oh yes, mental illness. Oh yes, mental illness. They have a health problem. Yeah. Doing drugs is health. Nah, it's not mental illness. It's a public health concern. Your psychological problems are not even in the equation when you're doing drugs next to people. That's bigger than your psychological problem because you're the individual. We're going to the lever, the doctor would have trained either give a vaccine, either sacrifice one person or sacrifice 3 people or sacrifice one when administering a vaccine. Drug use, considering the idea that drug use is a mental health problem, is sacrificing 3 people. It's not sacrificing just one in that type of ethical scenario. You see what I mean? That, and remember, that ethical scenario. Imagine the guy has the lever, the train is coming. If he pulls the lever, he kills 3. If he pulls the lever the other way, he only kills 1. When you pull the lever and you kill 3, it's saying that drug, that the drug epidemic, that drug use is a mental health problem. That's what they're doing. They're sacrificing everyone around them. When they smoke weed next to you, they're trying to fucking kill you. They're trying to dumb you down. You understand? But when you call it a health crisis, a drug epidemic, you sacrifice one and save three. That's how it should be. Because it's a personal way. It's about them. It's about them. Oh, it's out there. It's a person. It's my brain. I can't do it. I'm my brain. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I do drugs. I do drugs. I do drugs. This and that. This and that. And what they're doing in public to people like myself already warrants investigations. Already warrants taking weed from them. It warrants getting them the fuck out. Getting them the fuck out of the street. Getting them the fuck out of the train. Closing the weed stores up. Shut them down. Because they're affecting more and more people every day. More and more people have serotonin motherfucking blowing up in their brain from secondhand smoke thanks to these drug addict motherfuckers. Because they're not smoking real shit. If they were smoking real shit, everyone would be safe with it. Sarah 203. Let me tell Sarah. Let me contact Sarah real quick. Discord. See, liberal logic is unfounded. It has no foundation. They're all just needy. Only one is on more drugs. You know, it's just liberal logic is fucking unfounded. Has it's we gotta call it a mental health crisis. And then those same people that are drug addicts want to claim that the homeless population is the one that has the problems, which is even worse. Yeah, we got sell signal today at 8 o'clock. Oh, market's slipping. You see that? But now we're gonna put that 4 in our new setup. So this is going to have Sarah Tools 4. And we are going now to know the direction of the day. Basically, Tools 4. That one. Baby, don't cry. Don't cry. There we go. Bow, bow. See that? Hey. Now, these buddies at Wall Street Bets are going to have to ligma because they're not going to be able to defeat me. I'm unbeatable. Let me, the cloud come up. Where is it? It doesn't want to come out. Hold on. It is not there. Wait a minute. What is that? Why? Give me a second. I got to move it higher in the totem pole. Why isn't it showing? What the frick? Is it Sarah Tools 4? You see, I'm up $1,400 on the. This is the effect. That's what happens when you're rich. You make money even on the bad trades. I made all my money that I lost yesterday today with assignment. Look, assignment covered my ass. Where are where are those clouds? I think I chose the wrong one. Hold on. Hold on. Let me make sure it's that one. Is it that one? Let's go here. Apparently it's not 4. It says it's 4. It's 3. It's not 4. All right. All right. Let me take that from Sarah. Oh, it's 3. Let me see if it's 3. It's the cloud is 3. This is 3. Ah. Oh. Papa. Where is not 30? It's 3. Sarah Tools 3. 3. Yo, they are not showing. What in the loving? Now they are. Now they are. Ahora sí. Now they got no chance. Now we're not losing. We're only trading the red here. Today, if this continues, although it's bullish, no, it's red. You see, these are false signals. Oh, wait. Pre-market was blue, then yellow, then blue, then yellow. Now it's a throw up. Looking yellow on the 30. The yellow's kind of on the 30 is sort of 18. It already went down as far as it's gonna go. And there you got it. There, you got it. Let me remove these half-hour lines. It's on Sarah 3. Those hour lines are on Sarah 3. Let me edit Sarah 3 to 2 hour lines. Where is it? Where's the 30-minute line? Hey, I can't find it. What in the loving fuck? Hey, what happened? I hear the ringing. Who's coming? Good morning, Vietnam. We're going to see who is going to go against Trend today, boy. Today you gonna get it. We're gonna see who is going to go against Trent. Yeah. Super volatile. Yeah. We put that this over right there. Déjalo, me queda café. I feel sorry for you all. You see that? You see how much money I made yesterday off fucking shares? Being assigned pays, bro. That's it. Being assigned pays. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Being assigned pays money. You gotta have enough money to go through these troubles. So it's building stupid high trust right now. Stupid high trust. Because obviously I'm losing the orange cloud. This is stupid high trust at 552 and 548. This is going to flush Aroni today. We are going to China from today. China. We're gonna take a small break of stock market activity. And but do you see when it knows when it's gonna sell? That's my magic. You see this sell sign? That is my magic. That's my magic. You see that word hit? No code that you know in the entire world is gonna tell you to sell at 7 o'clock, and 8:30 is going to flush. How many points higher? 4 or 5 points lower? Nothing. Only me. Only Champion Poppy, Terror Destroyer 5K, Dr. Roman Bonilla. Dr. Roman Bonilla. Not a game, baby. Not a game. Did they make a cloud back? If we continue this at 9:30, you best bet it's gonna lean fucking short. It's gonna lean short. All I need to do is wait. Oof, the man was found. If it jumps above 552, then bulls might have a chance. If not, it's a nothing burger. Just short and wait for end of day. Short and wait for end of day, gentlemen. Okay, so we're gonna take a break. You guys see this, and we're gonna play my music. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but I really want to play a song I played yesterday. I am really sorry. Oh, hold on. Virtual DJ. I'm starting to mix. I really am. I'm starting to make like these essential mixes. All I got is like 2 songs, but I'm starting to mix. And when you start to mix, when you start doing what I'm doing, it's not addicting, but it's hard to do, you know? It's hard to do. It's not funny. I am starting to mix. Oh, watch this. Let me share my screen. I hope none of you guys go away. We're gonna listen to my music a little bit, and I gotta change the pitch on it real quick. We're gonna make the pitch higher pitch. Turn this on to make sure that copyright is still there, and that's about it. Are we sharing? Are we sharing? Yeah, we're sharing. 1, 2, 3. Teflon. Pause. Not yet. Not yet. We're not ready. One. We gotta beat lock the left. Teflon. Sing French. Spanish down the barn and grow. Well, leave a bad man, me know. One thing they all have in common. The whole of them poor. Me tell you this. You know fi bad and hungry. You know fi bad and hungry. You know fi bad and hungry. Not playing on here, baby. We're not playing. It's not easy. That's not easy. That's not easy, bro. That's not a game. That's not a game, baby. That's not a game. Woo! Let's go back to the money. Let's go back. $2,000 for leaving options expire worthless. But you saw how I got. People who know me and remember how shitty what my music was in 2012 have no idea where I got. Because remember, I took a big break. I took like a 6 year break, and I came back mixing. I don't know how. Like I started doing bullshit. Then there was a hiatus from bullshit into a really high peak loud at home, and then this is I need more than 40 watts. I need more than 40 watts. That's all I gotta say about that. I need maybe two Marshall double stacks, to be legit real legit, and check for tube amp clarity. I need maybe two two Marshall double stack or maybe a single double stack, and then separate them, like that, and maybe I'll put them a little bit higher and see what I get out of that sound. I need to start, getting my music sound clear at a bigger spectrum, which is much harder than just a speaker. Because it sounds good on a speaker, but on bigger, it's a little different. And I know how to play around with 40 watts, but it's different. It's not the same. You guys heard that. You heard that. You heard that. You only heard that here at motherfucking Terror Destroyer 5K. I know the first song is Sell My Gun. The second one is probably Connected, or it's just a mix. The first one, the Dada Sell My Gun, because remember, it's mix of the same song. So I'm using the same names of other songs. It's probably Connected, but it's a mix, my mix, you know? UFK mix. Dada Connected. Bro, it's to go 200 miles an hour swimming on the highway. Swimming. Reckless. You're going 100 miles an hour on that. 100. 100. Pre-market, 8 to 10 these today. Pre-market is eating all the change up. You see that shit? Pre-market is eating everything up. Everything. Pre-market is eating every last dollar, bro. Yeah, pre-market is eating all the trades. Pre-market ate. So, USA open gets crumbs. Good thing I don't need 5K. uh, uh, uh. Meow. Crumb, bro. Oh my goodness. I still made my money though. I still did. Bruh, look at this. Look at this. Just rich people problems, baby. Rich people problems. But you guys heard that fucking mix. That shit's orgasmic. Orgasmic. If I pump that, let me check the prices. Marshall double stack tube amp. Let me see. Shopping. Yeah, they're still double stack right here. No, but that's pre-owned. I need shopping online. Why is it pre-owned? They don't come anymore? Hold on. Yo, I want websites with it. Stop it. I don't want to buy it. Marshall amps. Amps right here. Fresh new amps. So we got a little Marshall 900 Studio. We got 959 Modified Studio Classic head. Those are tiny heads. It's little $1,200. That's cheap as a motherfucker. For my music, I need bigger than that. I need something more expensive than that. That's just small ass tubes. Out of stock. There's no heads anymore. There's no stacks. Holy shit. Reissue head, vintage reissue head. There's okay, here we go. Original 20 combo. Origin 50 combo. 750 for 750, 799 per speaker. They better be big, you know. When I'm thinking about a Marshall stack, I'm thinking about a motherfucking monster speaker, you know. I'm thinking about a stack is this big. A Marshall, the one I want is this big. If I'm gonna play my music, I need at least 2,000 watts in that motherfucker and be this big Marshall, you know, like big as hell, and then mount it up. Unless, you know, the venue wants to provide the amps. But my amps is a double combo. That's the most, hold on, let me check the most expensive. Let me filter all of this to most expensive. Combos. Marshall is dumbed down. Dumbed down. And they're cheap as hell. They're cheap as a motherfucker. Shit, a motherfucking a power bank, right? An amp costs more than $1,900, and that's for the whole stack. So that's way too cheap. Like a 2,000 watt car stereo power plant is more expensive than these amps. And I thought, you know, I thought they were fucking beginner. No, I need range studio. I need big, man. Big. I need a big speaker because the bigger the speaker and more watts, the better. Because you gotta fine tune the frequency. Remember, the small speaker, you're not gonna be able to hear a sub bass at 8 point something, 8.73 hertz. You know, like a 8.73 hertz sub, you're not gonna really feel it unless the motherfucking bass is at least 21 inches. You're not really gonna feel the wow. You know, you gotta test every frequency on it. I know what I'm talking about. You're not gonna hear the subs as much in a small speaker than on the big one, and at the big one, you gotta tune the levels on every detail. This is way too cheap, man. Hold on. I'm gonna go online. Let me ask ChatGPT. I am thinking, I am thinking of drum and bass public performance using more than 2,000 watts. I checked out Marshall double stack and they seem cheap as hell compared to the prices of the past as well as the size. to price of these amps and speakers. What do you suggest? All right. Full range PA system, active or passive with separate. Give me the more expensive. More expensive. More expensive. Give me expensive, please. We're not playing around. All right, here we go. Acoustic. L Acoustics 415 wide. Hold on. Let me see those speakers. A15. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, now we're getting to the money. How much for that? Prices. Show me the monies. Ooh, is it the same brand? A15 for me? Everything is A15? Let me check this one out. You see, it was what you think when you were young was good. It's not the same. Ultra X40. Let me check out these. Ooh. Ooh, how big are they? Ooh. X80. Look at that 80. That's a huge fucking speaker, you see? All my money would probably go to that. Not on chains and not on chains and cars, but on fucking music. Just straight up. All right, next one. That's a pretty good speaker. It looks pretty big. 80 maximum power, minimal profile. DB Audio Technique X Series, the V Series drum and bass auto technique. Let me see. All right. What else is in there? Ooh. Audio Technique starting to. Ooh, look at those subwoofers. 18-inch subs. 137. Ooh, DB, bro. Ooh, that is so loud. It is so loud, bro. Oh my goodness, 137 dB. Ooh. Yo, my music out here, psh, even the ones I'd saved up, the garbage that I saved up is good. Even the garbage that I saved up is good. Imagine the rest of the shit. Hold on. Stream still on. What are we doing? Oh, 546, 30-day low. Are we pivoting? Are we pivoting? We got 30 minutes. Are we pivoting or are we flushing? Let me keep going. Oh my god, Audio Technic looks pretty good. They're giving me really strong specs there. When you're at 140 decibels, 142 decibels, let me put my ear protection on. Hold on. Let me put my ear protection on. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. 140 decibels. Un cumbión. Ave María, un cumbión bien sólido. Pinche cumbión bien loco. Pinche cumbión bien loco. Woo! All right, premium subwoofers, DMB core, function, legendary. That's a legendary speaker. Let me see, F21, function one, mid-size performance. It's a really strange one. Really strange speaker. Birch. 21-inch dive. The bass up at 101 dB, 750 watts for the bass. Oh, but these are small. That Chicadito is a little tiny thing. Mid-size, a tiny little thing. Let me check another one from this brand product. It's a Chicadito. You gotta learn all these things too. That's the worst part about all of this. I gotta learn the sound system to get the sound that I want. I'm just a homeless guy. 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 I want some music to play. All I want is have some fun. Have people hear my music. All right. No, doesn't. It's not gonna do that. You changed the code. Do it again. Está bueno. My hair, my scalp tastes like fucking salt. Has a lot of olive oil in it. I fucking tasted my scalp right there, and it tastes like fucking salty fried hair. Dead ass. Dead ass. Remember, I drenched it in olive oil yesterday. Let me see how it looks. Hey, there we go. But it's not the same. It's not at the same schedule. Uh, there we go. Very, very nice. It's already 9 o'clock, right? Yep. That's really high trust. Hey, the cell signal disappeared. Where is it? Hold on. There it is. You know what the worst part about me doing anything in this world is that people want to use me to get fame and fortune. They did it when I was bodyboarding, right? Bodyboarding, I reached top three in the world bodyboarder, hanging out with Kelly Slater and them, and all the Puerto Rican people around me wanted to do was to jumpstart their career by being by my side. On the shadows, lurk at my shadow, and then strike and pounce, and then suck someone's dick, right? Straight up suck someone's dick so that they get the power. That's all they know how to do. Cloud chasers. In general, cloud chasers are looking for clout. So they follow you to steal your music career. If I were to, pursue a proper music career, I can't have anyone behind me. I can't have no knowledge of my intentions, because if my intentions are known, they're going to be lurking in the shadows and then appear out of sudden notice. Yeah, yeah, I know that person. That's my friend. That's my brother. That's my sister. That's my cousin. That's this and that, to propel their own career. Because they may be better negotiators. They may suck a dick. They may do what they did with the bodyboarding career, with the skateboarding career, with the snowboarding career. That's all they know how to do. That's all they know how to do. Say, oh, I got cancer. Oh, I got heart problems. Oh, my mama's dead. Oh, the hurricane destroyed my crops. Oh, Maria, Hurricane Maria, this and that. That's all they know how to do. Play the victim, to get something out of people. And that could include all the years I spent making music for nothing. All the years I spent bodyboarding since 13 years old for nothing. So that someone replaces me with zero experience, with not even subpar equal experience to mine, with minimal socialite. Oh, the sun, the waves, pussified, straight pussified. Look, oh, the sun, I don't go out. I love few pretty pictures. That's the shit. That's the issue with society. That's a bunch of people with lots of heart and lots of people with smarts. And they're not smart. Because people with smart have to sacrifice. They have the higher talent. And that's why sports get bullshit. That's why music turns to garbage. That's why musicians are dying. The good ones are dead. The good ones. The ones I like, Oakenfold, Apex Twin, John B, big names, none of them mixed hip hop in their music. The garbage music, they want to stick drill in their music, Bobby Shmurda in that shit. That's garbage. How you gonna fucking go to Lost Lands, be an EDM festival, and start mixing hip hop into that bullshit? Just to get them, just to get people. That's a sell off. That's a sellout. That's garbage music. My shit's private. It's quality. If I ever were to play my music, I would want to play it in an English pub in Bristol, in London, South London, North of London, Manchester, like that, in a pub, like that. Pub, people drinking. Oh, that's nice music. What's your name? Oh, yes, I'll look for you. Yes, I'll buy your CD. That's good, mate. You have a good taste. You have good ear in that, because the European people, the EDM European, they don't mix. You don't see them mixing Negro shit in electronic music. You don't see them doing that. It's only here in which they make super popular garbage music. Atlanta, Young Thug. You ever heard Young Thug? That man made millions of and a stupid fucking dance. Man. Nah. That's wrong. That's wrong. That should be a violation. But nah, it's time and time again. Slow ass fucking shit. You can't even appreciate that. And when I'm making what I make is the source. It's breakbeat at the source. So here I know that someone would want to replace me to play some dog shit that ass. And if I keep it private, and if I was to be born in London, then I might have blown up by now. I might have blown up by now. Because me playing at my house, my neighbor gonna be like, "What's that? Hey, let me come in. Let me come in." I blasted my shit at my house. Remember, I don't. It's not that I have played that music loud as hell already. Had to deal with looking for the right loop, the right sound. Loud as fuck. Nobody's home. Let me my volume control. Let me crank that motherfucker up. Let's squeeze it. Let's make some noise in this house. But not here. They don't appreciate electronic music here. They appreciate, I don't know, sudden death, some rhythm tracks, some this and that. And the majority of DJs are all they have horrible taste in music. So the people that had the American guys that had really good taste in music and never folded with the black crowd are 50 and 60. Oakenfold, Twin, John B, legends. UK drum and bass legends. American, but legends. Skrillex, sell out. Diesel Boy, sell out. How you gonna mix fucking Waka Flocka Flame and drum and bass music. What the fuck is that? You see what I mean? That's yeah, they make numbers, they make money, but who's gonna do that? That just tarnishes your legacy. That tarnishes your legacy. It's just doodoo, real doodoo. But I mean, violently stinking doodoo. Frisbee that shit out the door. Oh, that's the single, EDM drum and bass single with an American rapper. Take that CD and chuck it in the highway, driving, into the Atlantic Ocean. Like, get out that garbage out of here. That's garbage. My stuff is my stuff is so good. My mother has pulled out the phone and started recording me and saying, "Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get rich off him. Yeah, yeah, I want him on a label now." She's already done that. She's already pulled up, opened the door like cheesing, because she knows what I do. And imagine how she would get if she heard, as she's getting older, how I came out the closet recently here. I came out mixing for some reason. I came out just marrying track drum and bass from just songs like that. Bow, bow. So imagine how good I am, or how good is the shit that I carry. It's still in there. They're in my bag somewhere. Hopefully that disc doesn't break down, because that's all I got. It's serious, bro. It is serious. Oh, I know for a fact that if I were to pursue a music career, any of my enemies would use that against me. My enemies would find out, oh, he's about to get signed. No, no, no. People who are signed have to be either homosexual or drug traffickers, not you. And try to take not take my support, but take the important people and focus them on another direction, like on an asshole, a literal asshole, on sex, on some other shit. Serious, bro. It's not a joke. That's what you have no idea what people do when they want to play God around you, when they want to get some power out of you. When they want to have power around you. Power. And get down on their knees and suck a black dick. That ass. That ass, bro. This is human behavior. This is what people do to have power over you, thinking that they could get some power over you. Either break and enter a party that they're not invited, threaten someone at the club that they're not invited, so that they go in and the person standing next to you could get on their knees and suck their black dick just to get some money. And take that money, go to Vegas and blow it all in one day. That's what men do. That's what I know men do. Why? Because up here, empty. It's about looking to be better. It's about competing, even if it includes self-destruction, demoralization, demasculation, demasculation, especially on the famous group. If it's with clout, it's 100% demasculation, 100% freaky Diddy behavior, straight Diddy, no cap, straight Diddy behavior. And you can't kill him. You can't really pull a gun out and slaughter that motherfucker for ruining another career. So you best just not take the leap, because they're gonna try to ruin my career. The second they figure out, they're gonna want to. They're gonna want to hop the fence to stop this guy from getting famous. Because the people we want famous are people that we could bend over and violate, sodomize for hours on end, or people that are involved in the drug trade. Nobody else. And that's the music industry, unfortunately. They got gang rape women out of a DMX movie, female musicians getting fucking trained and I wrote a book about them. Taylor Swift getting raped nonstop by 3, 4 guys. That's what they want. That's the music industry. That's black leadership. That's black leadership. And I'm not lying about that, bro. I'm not lying. This is what they do to women. It's what they did to Nicki Minaj. This is what they did to Taylor. This is what, and they did worse things to Lady Gaga. Worse things than that. Worse things than what happened to Taylor. Nikes. And here, there's no fucking, there's no little bit of guilt in their behavior. Not a little bit of guilt. Luckily, I'm so connected into the music industry. I know a lot of people. I see a lot of things, and I'm able to talk about a lot of things because I got no involvement. I got zero relation to those people. I call them out. I call them out. I say, fortunately, all of these people are just like Diddy. Every single one of them is just like Diddy. Diddy was the person that had to fall with too many allegations. They're just part of the equation. 9:17, 15 more minutes. Let's see what happens. That's really high trust on this trend. If I could bet something, look at the 30 MACD, 0.66 MACD right now. Let me tell Sarah. 0.66 MACD on the 30. That close to a flush. If this key level don't hold, it's going down. If not, it holds and we're okay. But the cloud is still orange. So only trade until signal turns bullish or blue, the sell signals. There's really high trust on that candle right now. It's really separated from 552. That it that's possibly a continuation of trend at open. It should get a sell signal at open. Should, unless it's bottoming out. Make sure that you're using Sarah Tools 22 to ensure you only grab longer, higher high or higher or lower high based on the cloud as they get short as transitions if the market is against those signals. All right. What do we have? Sarah tools 1 and 3. We are going puts. Let's move these puts. Hey, not those. We're going 3 puts today. Let's get 3. Entre ahí, let's put that there. They're $100. It's $300. They're cheap as hell. Hey. Two thousand seven hundred. 2,700. 700. All right. It's probably gonna be continuation of trend. Think demand supply zones. Okay. So what's missing that I don't have? I see BOSEQS. What's that? All right, so what do we have? We have a fucking sell. I'm gonna sell. I'm selling without signal. I think I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell without knowing future. I just feel it in my balls. 5:30 you're gay. Oh yeah, I'm selling. I'm selling my puts now because this is going. Hey, cochina. Hey, I'm fuimos. I'm selling. I'm selling and fuck all that shit. Say goodbye. Bye bye. I'm sold. Three puts. Do it or die. I'll see y'all at 11. 11:15.